know that it is all about the relationships. No matter how big your business is, it's about those relationships that you're building. And we believe, and I'm sure you believe too, there is no better way to be able to bring those relationships together than at a live event, right? This is obviously why we're here talking about the Conversations Conference. And today we're specifically talking with Carrie Gottschalk, who's going to be telling us about how she filled a TEDx event using messenger bots. It's going to be so good. But before we get there, I'm going to bring on my awesome, amazing friend, the amazing person who is behind me, the speakers. She is... Give her a drum roll, like a big fireworks show, all of the fireworks shows. I want to see all of that as I bring on the magical Tamila.
Hello. Hi, Many Chatters. We are back. Another incredible Facebook Live. Gosh, I feel like this is becoming such a I'm going to miss this when we don't have them anymore. It's like the best way to start your morning. So I'm so excited. I'm sure we have some folks who have been joining us in the past, and as some folks that are new, welcome if you're new, and hello again if you're coming back to our show. So this episode I'm so excited about for Conversations. Conversations is the largest messenger marketing conference that there is in the world. We are focusing on mobile first technology, and you guys who are on the forefront, on the frontier of building digital marketing with new tech. And the new tech is all about Facebook and Facebook Messenger and how to use the platform for the future. Amazing, right? And how do you do that? So for us, this year we're dedicating on how to thrive in the next era. There's so many changes, as you probably noticed, with the platform. There's a lot of regulation that's coming in. There's a lot of new tools that are out there. There's a lot of integration platforms. So what does it all mean for your business? And the best way to connect all of that knowledge and all of that understanding is to meet fellow people who are in this together, in the trenches. And that's why Conversations is the best conference to help grow your business, to meet your mentor, to connect with like-minded people in your industry. One thing I'm really excited about, especially this episode, is because it's about events. I've dedicated 10 years of my life to events, and I've always been a very digital-focused event marketer because I believe that you can't have the one without the both. The digital experience ultimately connects the offline experience. And the offline experience is where you build these long-term relationships that give you invaluable advice. I read a comment yesterday where someone said that they filled their notebook with notes last year to the brim, and this is their Bible for their business in the last year. And the people that they met last year are people they're doing business with today. I'm so excited about that. I can't wait to recreate that magic this year, and I really hope we get to see you. We're doing a special just because make people easier for them to meet each other. We're helping you to meet your tribe during the conference. So it'll be really easy if you're an Amazon seller or if you're following a master class. Most likely your teacher and instructor is presenting, and we're going to make it extra easy for you to meet them one-on-one. Imagine you're a part of 100,000 group and you get to meet the person who's organized this for years for you to come, and then other people who figured out how to get this advanced strategies. I honestly cannot wait for this episode because I'm biased. Two, I think it's the best. And also we have Molly Mahoney and Carrie Gottschalk, who has helped TEDx with their 10x their ROI on their events using Messenger, which I'm super interested in. And Molly, who's going to be our amazing host, telling you how it all happened and bringing her amazing personality. And I really hope to see you guys. We have, if you are interested in the notes, and a very special, super special discount code that's only for people that are listening. Use Bot Hero in the comments and we'll send you that discount code. Again, I'm so excited. Let me know if you have any questions. I will be here in the background, invisible, in the comments, and I'll give it back to Molly. Thanks, guys.
So good. And I'm so stoked also at the event, the way that we're going to be bringing people together with this thing about finding your tribe, right? Like, it sounds awesome. This way that we're going to be able to like connect with people that you've already met online or people who are in the same industry. Is that more of what it's really going to be about?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked a little bit about setting the stage with the content and the high level, what is multi-channel marketing? How do you do the integrations? How do you build advanced bots? What are the future trends? But I personally think none of this really matters if you don't have someone to share it and work through it with it, and you have a community and a support system that helps you kind of process some of this information and answers your silly questions. Like, I think the mentor model is one of the most important models, especially in an industry that is so fast changing. There's so many changes. It's so easy to get discouraged, right? Like,
totally.
You learn something and then the next day it's not relevant, or that feature goes away. And the one consistent thing is having those relationships in the industry who can come and sit together and figure it out
and come up with even better ideas so that we can use those changes for more magic that we can be creating, right? Yes. It's so good. All right, let's give Tamila another big fireworks show. Thank you so much. I'm going to send you down. Bye. And now we are getting ready for something that I am so stoked about. So I'm going to be bringing on Carrie, who I actually had the amazing opportunity to meet backstage at Social Media Marketing World earlier this year. And when I saw that she would be speaking at this conference, I was so stoked. So I just want to tell you a little bit about her, and I cannot wait to pick her brain about the topic that she's going to be bringing to the Conversations Conference. If you are a fan of Carrie's, if you know Carrie and you love her, let us know in the chat and give us all the fireworks as well. We're so stoked. She is a highly recognized influencer and social media expert and has been at the forefront of the social media revolution for 10 years. That's 10 years. What? Paid social media for 5 years and managed over, get this, $12 million in ad spend, working with large clients such as Sherry's Berries, Wyndham Hotels, and, as you heard, TEDx Mile High. With her extensive experience in domestic and international markets, she's known as a skilled social media strategist and advertiser with a strong understanding of digital performance metrics. From her experience in e-commerce, direct sales, and performance marketing, plus, she's a total bot hero. So give us the term bot hero if you want notes from today's show, which we'll be sending later this week. And if you want instant access to a discount code that you will get today, you got to reply to Manny the Mini Chat bot. We've got Manny with us too. All right, here she comes. This is Carrie. She is going to rock our world with info about how to fill your event with, of course, bots. Ta-da!
Hey, how are you?
I'm so glad that you're here. Y'all, we also give Carrie such a shout out for like matching everything that we're doing. We are twinning today, which is so awesome. Fully on brand. Oh my gosh. Hi.
Hi. It's been a while.
I know. I love it. So good. So I want to start off by just, how did you get into the world of digital marketing in general? Like back 10 years ago before bots were even around. Like, how did you get started?
So I started a newspaper selling print advertising. How boring is that, right? But it was right when everything was changing. We were switching into an online first mentality. So then I transitioned into selling ads online for the newspaper and working with social media and trying to get us in a online first mentality. So that's kind of where it all got started, with the advertising, social media. Yeah.
You know what's crazy too? I think that a lot of us have started after the world, like have started strictly with digital rather than knowing like the foundations of like tangible real life paper media, like things that we can do.
Right.
A lot of things, it seems like Tamila was saying, if we can have all these cool technology pieces, but if we don't know what the foundations of it and what really works like as humans, then what does it matter? So I love that you have that foundation, because it translates into everything.
Oh yeah, we were like, when social media first was getting started, we were telling people to take the physical newspaper with them on spring break to take a photo to then submit it to us for a contest for being seen around the world with the daily. So it was like a combination of when everything was transitioning and we were trying to combine it, switch mindsets, move and learn and grow with all of the platforms. And that just kind of has been the story of the last 10 years of my life.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And it's
Yeah.
funny that, I think like I even have a bot that when I'm at events speaking, it says, if you want this free gift, you have to come find me and take a selfie with me. So now it's like
Oh, that's a great idea.
right? So it's like taking
Yeah.
the digital thing to the real thing. Super awesome. So I actually started a poll. I don't know if you saw it, but I started a poll.
Okay.
Let's check it out. So this is, do you
Ooh.
run live events, go to live events, or do you do both? And here's what we have so
Oh,
far.
awesome.
I know we have 33% of the people who are with us right now run events, which is cool. 17% go to, and 50% do both, which is awesome. So I'm glad to know, we'll keep this going for a little bit, but I'm glad to know
Great.
we like recognize the value of going to live events, right?
Definitely. And I mean, not to go too far into everything I'll be speaking about at the conference, but events are great for both attendees and people hosting. So opposed to having to carry around a schedule, like trying to figure out where things are, keeping like going to the website and checking everything. For the attendee, the bot can be really helpful to share speaker information, share the schedule, find out when lunch is. So, and then it also helps on the other side, the producer organize and communicate in real time. So if people have questions or anything, they can
Or
get
if
in
a
there.
room change, like if a room location changes, like, how do you get all of that information to the people right then, right
like,
there when something
instantly.
changes?
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. So you built the bot. Tell us like a little bit about the case study that you're going to be sharing, just so we can learn a little bit more about it. And then I would love to get into some nitty gritty. We also, in the chat here, if you have questions, give us a cue with the question, and then we would love to come back and answer them. So yeah, so tell us about the events that you've run bots for. Like the one that
I actually got started in 2017. I learned about bots in March. So I want everyone that's listening to understand, like, I was not an expert when I released this bot by any means. And I started just bringing clients on for free and like, hey, can I build you a bot? Let me build you a bot. Let's see if it works. And then I got TEDx as a client in the summer. So only a couple months later. And I asked them, can I build a bot for your event? The event was the largest event to date, over 5,000 people. They said, yeah, go for it. You seem like you know what you're doing. So it was my first paid bot that I had ever built for an audience of over 5,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
And that was in November. So, I mean, it was all within the same year. I just went home, watched many chats. They only had the YouTube channel at the time. They didn't have the whole education thing yet either.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. And so I would love to know from people who are watching, let's actually do this also. Do you use ManyChat? Let's do another little poll. And I love what you said too, that like when you first started doing this and seeing success with bots, you weren't an expert. And that's something that I think people are afraid sometimes to put things out there because they're worried they have to be an expert first. But it's actually not true.
It's a learning process. I mean, we've only been in here for what, 2.5, 3 years, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, how far big of an expert can we be with something that's brand new?
Totally. And new things are coming out and happening all the time. So like, did you see recently that update with the growth tools and the flows? It just happened this week. So cool. So you can now attach for those of you that build bots, when you're building a flow, you can actually attach the growth tool to it right there inside the flow. It's so good. I love it. Okay. We got another little poll happening, which is, I like it. We've got, do you use ManyChat? Yes. 60%. Not yet. 40%.
Awesome.
All right.
Come on, guys.
Yo, we're going to convince you right now. Okay. So tell us about a little bit about what happened. You don't need to get too much into how you actually did it yet. Just tell us the overall of what actually happened for their bot and the event.
So at first I just built it for the attendees. So I had the attendees in mind. I saw when I was learning about it, not to skip over the question, but I saw at a conference how Molly Pittman was using the bot to sell tickets. So she was using the ad side. And then I went to the F8 developers conference and they had the codes up where you were scanning them as an attendee to use it as an event guide. So I saw both sides of it. And that's where I kind of concepted the idea to build it for TEDx. And I was building it first from the attendee side. So we had these giant poster boards all over the event. And it was really funny how the attendees reacted to it, never seeing it. But what you'd do is you'd scan it.
Here,
Now
let me
I know
actually,
we're
I
gonna
have
stop
some.
there.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put you on solo mode for a second because I have scan codes. So we can like talk about the code thing. I have some in
Yeah.
my room. I'm gonna go grab it really quick. So
Okay, no worries.
keep explaining about how you are building this to support the attendees because they are amazing
Okay.
and you are awesome. Okay, I'll be right back.
Awesome. No worries. I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, so it's building this to help the attendees. So the attendees would take their phone out, go into Messenger, and then they would scan the code. What that would do for them is deliver them a welcome message, and it give them three simple options. Do you want to learn about speakers? Do you need a map of the venue? Do you want to know the schedule for the day? And that was pretty much it. So it helped navigate them through the event. And if there were any changes, any questions, we built it to help. Like, how do I sit? Where does seating work? So we'd set up the keyword to trigger how seating works. Is there food? When is lunch? We'd set up an autoresponder to tell them about that. And I mean, if you think about trying to feed 5,000 people, it takes a while. So we'd actually give them the menus, the locations. That way it actually sped up the lunch lines.
Ooh, I love that.
And then as much, if you ever host or coordinate an event, as much as we want to stay on schedule and say that we're going to, there's always going to be a little bit of flux. So we used it for crowd control too.
Yeah.
So if lunch ran long, we broadcasted a message out that said, hey, time to get back to your seats. We're going to continue the program in 10 minutes. Doors will be shut if you're not in there. So like, go now.
Okay, so I have a technical question about this. During the actual event, were you like locked in a room glued to the bot?
The first couple times, yes, only because the first time you built it, and this is true for any bot, not just events, but when you schedule out the keywords, you're anticipating questions, but you're not going to know every question, especially when you're at an event. I was talking to Rich Brooks about this, and like the random things you get questions on or people complain about, you're not going to have that programmed like, hey, Molly, it's too cold in here.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Or, why
and this
is
is where I think in marketing in general, it's so important to be listening to our communities. We talked about this in the very first Meet the Speakers series episode with Philippe and David, and how that when they built Tony Robbins and Russell Brunson's bot, that they were adding consistently that whole weekend. They were like sitting there, they dropped everything else, and they were adding in new keywords, adding like all these things to make sure they're really listening and serving the community, which I love so much.
Yep. Yeah, so
cool.
I mean, the more time you spend with it, the smarter it gets, and then you don't have to spend as much time. Like it starts to, you program enough in there.
I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is what the scan codes looked like up until now. They are this little thing. You may have seen them before. And I believe in August, these scan codes, it's August. We're in August right now.
It's August 1st. Can you believe it?
Oh God, that's so crazy. Okay, but they're changing. So a lot of people have been like, oh my gosh, these scan codes are going away. And it's not ManyChat that's dropping them. It is Facebook that's actually dropping the technology of being able to use these scan codes, which I'm so bummed about because I think I just love the way they look. They're really cool.
Cute. I like the little circle with the messenger squiggle.
It makes it so on brand. However, it's going to be totally possible to keep doing this. So how do you suggest people who were using scan codes in the past or who are looking to use scan codes now, what do you suggest they do?
So those were considered parametric codes before. You notice their shape's different. They're in a circle. Your image is in the middle.
Yeah.
What they're switching over to are the QR codes. So that's typically what we all know already, what we have experience with. And then when you go to ManyChat in the growth tools, that's where you find the setup on how to use them.
Awesome. And so, you know what? I don't even know. I'm going to go look right now. So I haven't, because I've just been like, I'm going to keep using it. I have all these cards printed anyway, so whatever. And once it doesn't work, I'll figure it out then. But because so what I do is when I go to events, I have this card that I don't know if I've shown this to you before, but it has little tips on how to use Facebook Live on one side, and then on the back, isn't that so cute? There's like little bubbles on the side, and then on the back it has like the instructions on it also, because not everybody, if your event attendees are not familiar with messenger bots, like I give little instructions on how to scan it with your messenger app. But now that it's like basic regular QR codes, it might actually be easier for our attendees because I think more people are familiar with QR codes than they are with the messenger codes. Maybe? Right,
exactly. Yeah, and it was funny too. The first time I put up a board, like people would walk past it, not sure like what to do. But then one or two people would scan it, and then it was like a herd. Like everyone was like, oh, how do I use this? I want to download it. What's it do for the event? So as long as people know what it is, I think it'll actually be more successful switching back to the QR code.
Yeah. Okay. So just a clarification, because I don't know if ManyChat is planning on switching this out on the growth tools, but in the growth tools right now within ManyChat, it still has this circular code there. So what we want to do is use this is what we've been doing. I'd love to know if you're doing something different, but use a messenger ref URL that links to the QR code. So whatever QR code generator you're using, you'd link that with a messenger ref URL, like a link within ManyChat. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what I think the workaround is right now until they actually officially make the switch.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it rolled out yet. I know it's happening this month. So once we actually get the update, we'll be able then to go live and update everyone on how to properly switch over.
Which is another reason you want to come to the ManyChat Conversation Conference, because this is where we're going to be talking about so many of the things so that we can stay on top of it and stay ahead of the curve. Okay, so this is you had this awesome thing set up, which you're going to be sharing with us at the conference about how you supported the people who were already at the event. But tell us about the ROI. What did you do to get, what were some of the basic general things that you implemented in order to get that ROI built up?
So a lot of people will build the bot and then they wonder why they don't have any subscribers, right? So we have all these growth tools that we can use, and you can use the ref URLs, you can put them on the website, you have Facebook ads and messenger destination ads and all these different ways to opt in. Well, what was great is because I was building this bot in front of such a large audience, 5,000 people, they already bought their ticket. So, I mean, they were already coming to the event. When we had them scan the board, that's actually an organic opt-in. So we grew our audience instantly. I think by about at TEDx, it was around a 10% organic growth rate just because it was so new. But when I build these for social media day or anything a little bit more in our bubble, the organic opt-in is a lot higher because people understand it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we grew that subscriber list. Then we did a little bit of paid on the back end. I think only around $1,000. That's it. And then we provided value. So we weren't still selling directly. Everyone wants to build a bot and say, go buy this in my bot. And people aren't going to do that. You need to give them value. And the value we provided up front was the guide for the day for the event. On the back end, we still talked to them for 3 or 4 months and said, hey, do you want to be the first to know who the speakers are at our next event? Because everyone wants to know who the speakers are because we actually hide that information.
Cool.
Do you want to be on the first list of 100 people to get access to this special early bird discount pricing? So we kept having them keep opting in. So again, we weren't pushing it. We were just trying to provide value. And then once tickets finally went on sale for our next event, we had that audience engaged, captured, familiar. We weren't just, only trying to sell tickets. We already gave them all this value up front. And that's where everyone jumped in and bought their ticket to the next event.
Okay, so good. So a couple of things about this, which is so awesome, is that if you are doing anything in person and you're not giving people the opportunity to opt in and get something amazing from a messenger bot, you are totally missing out, because it's simply even though it seems so basic, it's the simple open rates is enough. There's 7 million other reasons, but just the open rates alone is enough of the fact that you will be getting higher conversions, right? By doing that. What I think is really cool for those people who maybe have missed the boat on this at their last event, 2 things. One is you want to do it before your next event, get it set up so that it's ready, right? But also think about how you could use, when people come to your event, you have emails or you have other ways that they've opted in to buy their ticket, blah, 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 blah. What can you do, with everything Carrie just said about the speaker information, all of that, have them go through a bot in order to get that information.
Right. And then the other side of this too is speakers can do this. So I don't know if you want to do a poll of how many people in our audience actually speak on stage.
Yeah, I would love that. So here, let's
speak for work.
So this is still, we're at 60% of our voters here right now are using ManyChat, 40% are not. I hope this is inspiring you to realize how amazing this is. I'm going to close this one out. So I'm going to end the voting on that one. And then, let's do one. If you are, I love it. Brenda says it's rethinking all of my marketing. So good. Okay, so I'm going to do a poll about whether or not you're a speaker, and give us some examples of speakers.
You don't even need to be a professional speaker. If work sends you somewhere, or if you just have to, if you are a professional speaker on a big stage, or if you're at a small conference, or if you're presenting at a meeting or something, these are opportunities for speakers then to almost do the exact same thing. They can use it to get contact information. People take photos of slides all the time. You see people constantly like clicking, and it's like, hey, I'll give you these at the end and you can take them home right now. Do you want a copy of the slides? Just scan the bot and I'll send them to you. So then you have all the organic opt-ins from your audience as a speaker.
Yeah.
And on top of it, because slide files are usually so big, you follow up and say, because this file is so big, do you mind if I send it to your email? Is this the best email to use?
Yeah.
You're going to get their emails too on top of a subscriber.
I love it. So good.
Right? Yeah.
So you can do this with a scan code. Like when at Social Media Marketing World, I had these actually on the chairs when I was speaking.
Right.
So
yeah.
super awesome. But you can also put it up on the slide. And so then on the slide, you can be like, hey, get out your phone, take this thing, go here, scan this, right? It lets them know exactly how to scan it while they're right there.
And you can also put the m.me link too. So they have two different ways of accessing it in case they're on their laptop or something.
And you know what else? So this is what we also do is we just have a screenshot in my slides of my actual Facebook page. And I say, go to this page, hit send message and send me the word Phoenix or whatever, like wherever I'm speaking.
Right.
Like,
send me the word. Keyword too.
Yeah. So you can use the keyword also. So you're literally, there are so many ways to use this if you're at an event. You can do all of this if you're just at the event attending also. Like, hey, I have this really cool thing. If you want it, just send me the message with this word. Like,
exactly.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. There's so many opportunities. So good. I love it. Okay. Let's see about the speakers. We've got our speaker poll here. Whoa, check this out. Good idea, Carrie. So are you a speaker? 100% yes.
How many people answered?
I don't know. That's so good. I can only see. Wait, one vote. All right. Come on. We got one vote. If you don't know how to vote when we're watching these, that's so funny though. This is why it's important to look at metrics, right? So
I know that's what I was like. It seems a little skewed right now.
In the chat section, there is a little purple circle. You click on that and you can vote. Or if you're on your desktop on top of it, it should have just some buttons that you can click, which is pretty awesome. Great. I love, and we're doing all of this magic with BeLive TV. Do you use BeLive?
Yes.
I love it. So we're able to put all this stuff up on the screen using BeLive TV. So cool. Okay. So let's talk about the conference. Oh my gosh. Did you go to the conference last year? Were you there last year?
I was.
And what did you think about it?
It was so much fun. I met so many people. So like we were chatting about earlier, growing your tribe, meeting people in real life. Every event I go to, I feel like I walk away with so many more friends. And it was amazing to see people on stage. And it was amazing just to be an attendee. And oh my God, I'm on stage this year. How did that happen in just like such little time? I was watching Molly and Matt and all these people, and they're like, well, you're speaking next to him this year. And it's like, okay, great. It's gonna be like,
but this also like explains what an amazing opportunity it is in the world of messenger bots, because there's still so few people who are really doing it and really doing it well. So if you jump into this right now, you come to the conference, get there with us, you make those relationships, you show the results that you can implement in your business. Like it's so awesome. Seriously. I love it. And Brenda says, genius, slides for free, email capture. Yeah. So I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the hotel is just so amazing. Like everything about this conference, I cannot wait. Austin is my favorite place. It's going to be so awesome. And you're no stranger to conferences, right? So tell us about the conference you host as well in Denver.
So on October 5th, I am helping Aaron Sell co-produce Social Media Day Denver this year. We're in the process right now of finalizing our speakers, but it is going to be a huge event. We're so excited. This one should be our largest one yet. And we're going to be covering all topics from chatbots to Instagram stories, speaking on stage and having to grow your audience. Just every platform you can imagine, we have someone covering.
So awesome. So let's get our back-to-back events booked so that we can go in September to ManyChat, Denver in October. It's going to be like Christmas month after month after month because we're so stoked about it. I love it. So good. Amazing. Okay. And then I also want to talk a little bit about at the conference, what are we going to get from you when we come to your session? So you're going to go through this whole thing?
Right. In my session, I'm going to go through in more detail how I built the bot and the engagement and captions that I use to lead up to getting that sale, how I asked for the sale, and how we were able to convert. The other thing about bots, is a lot of bots sound too markety. So I'll be talking about the type of language I use. There is a just big gift in using this tool and informality to get people to respond and have it feel authentic and have it to be fun and engaging and not just like, hey, Molly, tickets are on sale. Buy them.
Amen to that.
Now.
100.
Yeah.
Buy them now.
Now.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
having personality in your bot, I agree, is so important. So I love it. I love it. I love it. So good. All right. I am just so stoked about this. Is there anything that you would say to somebody who is maybe on the fence about getting started with bots, or has like maybe signed up for a ManyChat account but hasn't really used it? Like, what would you say the first thing that you would do as a bot builder is?
The first thing I would do is start with self-education and start watching videos, start learning about them, and just practice. You don't need a client. You can use yourself as a client. And if you feel like you're getting better and want a client, I think I built my first 5 bots for free. That's going to happen. But what you can do with that is then develop case studies out of it so that you can start charging for them. But just don't be intimidated by the tool. A lot of people think you need Python coding and no developer's language and that it's just so overcomplicated, and really it's just kind of an if then. It could be very simple. You don't need all the integrations, you don't need all the calls or the tags. You can just build something very, very simple. And in my event, my speech, I'm going to show you guys how I built that lead gen flow. Ooh. And again, it's like 3 boxes. Like, hey, by the way, like, and it's not too complicated. It just connects to MailChimp natively, and it just spits the email in the MailChimp, and all you have to do is log into your account. So you don't need to set up a Zap or anything. And this not only can be used for events, but it's just basic lead gen that can be applied for any industry, for any business. So it should be, I don't want to make it too simple, but like it should be pretty simple if you're just getting started to see how I did this. And then if you're more advanced, we can talk about more complex things we can do on the back end after the session.
Sometimes for people who are more advanced and know how to do, like sometimes I get really excited about the new crazy things that come out. And it's like we forget that we can actually possibly be even more effective if we just focus on this one little thing that works.
Yeah. Right? Don't overcomplicate things. It's like, totally. Yeah.
I love it. So good. So good. So good. Awesome. Carrie, thank you so much for joining us. I want to remind everyone that when you give us the word Bot Hero below this video, you will get access to a written guide that goes with today's show notes from today's show. You'll also get access. Make sure you reply to the message that you get, right? That's like a little double opt-in thing we have here. You're going to reply with the word Bot Hero, and you're also going to get access to a discount code. So if you want to join us in Austin, Brenda, are you coming to Austin? I think we should have a dance party in Austin.
Come say hi.
I know. Oh, April, I didn't see you were here too. April is another member of the Cam Fam. I love it. April, she's building out bots also. It's so good. Max, are you coming to Austin? We're going to get our party started. Are you doing it? All right. I am so stoked to be here with you. Thank you so much, Carrie. I can't wait till we see each other in Austin. It'll be so awesome to see you again. And you can also just go to conversationsconference.com. I think if you get 3 people together, you can get a discount by getting 3 tickets at the same time. If you have like friends you want to have a party with, but make sure you give us the word Bot Hero to get that discount, which is only going to work, I think, for the next little bit of time. So get it now. Yes. All right. Yes. Thank you so much. Carrie, don't go. Thank you. We're going to take a little screenshot together behind the scenes also for our thumbnail.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. And last little final word you want to leave with us?
No, I just can't wait to see everyone there. If you come, don't be shy. I'm sure I'll be wandering around. Just come up. I mean, when I'm at conferences, I get nervous. I'm like, oh my God, can I go talk to them? Can I go say hi to them? Come say hi. I'm here. I'm not very intimidating.
Likewise. I love it.
Yeah.
We want all of the hugs, all of the high fives, all of the, yeah, we're real people. Hooray.
Great.
So awesome. Great to be here with you. My name is Molly Mahoney. I love being here with you as a part of this Meet the Speaker series for ManyChat weekly on Thursdays at 9 a.m. And we will see you next week with our next special guest. All right. Have an amazing day.